Meantime, as you saw, we were bleeding the brakes. Yes, that's what he's doing there. Yes, bleeding the brakes. So we have brakes. So the problem at the back was that the actual bleed valve itself was blocked up, and the problem at the front was it just took a lot of time and effort and patience and whatever. Anyway, we have brakes. Yay! There we have it. One half of a Speedo mount. Yes, we're getting there. Pretty perfect once we've angled off that top piece to marry into whatever's going to mount to it. Good height, good angles, yeah. So this is the general idea of the bottom of the mount. Nice shiny piece of metal sticking out, parallel, lovely. I thought this clamp would help hold it in place and stop it wobbling. Kind of doesn't. Bugger. I'm going to have to think of another way of securing this rod to the frame itself. Probably some kind of grub screw in there, I guess, in which case I won't need that clamp. Well, I like my triple tree or my triple fork, but I'm still struggling as to how to fix this so that it doesn't wobble. And the problem is the gap, which sheared off, I guess, at some point. Or maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I think my only solution is to drill through the yoke and thread it into my new mount. I can't see any other solution at this point. Yeah, and there's stuff behind it, but it's kind of the same deal. Still have to screw through it. That might work. Screw into that bit there and all the way through that. That might be the best solution. And I've been shopping. I've been down to O'Reilly's and bought some antifreeze. So let's fill it up, see what happens. And this is 50-50 antifreeze, which means there's a 50-50 chance of it leaking, I guess. Yep, I think I can improve those odds, actually. Okay, now we've got to find out where it's leaking from. I have my suspicions. That's quite a leak. Yeah, that wasn't where I thought it was going to come from, actually. I thought it would be here. Okay, that's disappointing. Maybe it just needs tightening up. Of course, it would be the most awkward one to get to. We have ways and means. All right, it's stopped leaking, but whether that's just because it's kind of run out of water or not, I don't know. Anyway, I put quite a lot in, and the bucket is only slightly. So let's give it some more. Alrighty, 2 large glugs and nothing coming. It was a little loose, I have to say, so maybe I just forgot to tighten that one up. That one, yeah. Let's keep going. Well, that seems to be okay. We are topped off, and I've just forced a little, let's see, that. Yeah, no, a few bubbles coming up still until we get it running. That is full enough. So I have put a bucket there with a dry towel, and we'll see if anything else leaks overnight. So far so good, no leaks. Other good news is that we seem to have stemmed all the leaks. Yes, that looks remarkably dry, as does this, because we found this boy was leaking. We tightened that up, that was nice and easy. So I think we have a leak-free situation. Before I get the metal version of the Speedo mount cut out with the plasma cutter down at IDR, I'm going to mock it up with a little piece of wood that I have kicking around, and donations are gratefully accepted. And what better way to mask off, or rather create the shape, than just to stick a bit of paper on that I cut out, and yeah, there you go. So I'm going to create that out of wood and then work out the angle and everything on here, so that I know it's going to work before we go to the bother of actually creating one in metal. And there we have it, one wooden Speedo mount. I couldn't be bothered to cut this bit out. I'm so lazy. Oh, right. There, I knew it was going to be a bad idea. So that's that top bit missing. Yeah. Well, I think this is the important bit. That's the bit that goes onto the frame, my aluminum rod. And the other bits are to the speedo mount. Or is that? No, that's the bit that goes onto the mount. I don't know. Let's drill some holes in it and find out. So it sits like that. So those 3 holes match up with the speedo, and that top bit, 60mm, is what goes onto the tube. Yes. Okay. How does that translate to this? It doesn't. Like that. All right. So it's this mount that I'm missing. That's fine. Okay, good. Those all line up. I think we tested that before with the printout. Of course, what I haven't explored up until now is actually how these fitted to the original bike, because I didn't have the original fitting. And I'm thinking that actually these plastic protrusions just kind of slotted into some kind of rubber O-ring mount on the fairing somewhere, because there's apparently no thread. But this M4 is fitting nicely in there, so I better check out just how it was mounted, but I'm guessing it was some kind of rubber mount. What might work best being plastic is some kind of semi-self-tapping type of screw thing. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Anyway, for the purposes of this experiment, those screws seem to do just nicely. So there we go. And it would sit slightly lower at an angle. Again, we got one mount. Are we going to have this wobbly problem that we had on the Augusta? I don't know. So what do you reckon? 45 degrees? I'm not going to measure it because it's going to be irrelevant. But I would say 45 degrees is a good place to start. And again, I haven't cut it accurately, but I would say that we need a little bit more scope for a little bit more cut out here for the speedo cable to actually go in there. I would say, yeah, just to be safe. Something like that to be safe, in which case this is getting awfully thin, even if it's out of reasonably thick metal. So what I might do is just bring that down in a straight line from that corner. Stop getting quite so fancy with everything. Yeah, because it's all behind there anyway. Well, I've cut it, and that was about, I don't know, 15 minutes ago, and it's still really hot to handle. Amazing. Aluminum and aluminium holds the heat quite well. So it needs some tidying up, clearly. It's a good starting angle. I think that's all I need for now, but I'm not going to be handling it right now because it's bloody hot. Still. Well, it's probably not the ideal tool, but that's what I've been using to smooth that off a little bit, my random cut the other night. And what I'll probably do is take it down to IDR. Although what I should do is actually get a belt sander. I need it probably for another project, a wooden project, yes, a seat. Anyway, I think that's good enough for the test fit of the speedo mount. So I need to drill a hole, hopefully fairly near the center, and thread it. I'm sure there's some method of finding the center of a circle using triangles and what have you. I kind of remember it from school, but anyway, I didn't, as you can see. I just kind of did it by eye. I think that's pretty good. No, actually, it doesn't matter, but yeah, it'd be nice if it's somewhere near the middle, right? Of course, what I should have done is got Adam to do this on his lathe while he had it, while he was shaving off that, I don't know, 1/2 mil, whatever it was, on the bottom end. Yes, because this is tedious. Actually, not so tedious with a nice brand new drill bit. Yes, because it's aluminium. Yes, so it should be drillable quite easily. Nice and soft and light and strong. Well, that's drilled pretty deep, and I used a 5/32 drill bit because those are all bloody Imperial. I don't really want to use... Yes, look at this. What a marvellous tap and die set. I don't really want to use that same kind of thing, so I'm going to find what the... I'm thinking like an M4 or something might do the job. So I'm going to find the metric equivalent and give it some thread, even if we drill it out bigger later. It's a test fit. Well, M4 was a little bit too small, and I'm pleased about that. Actually, it's an M5, and again, because it's aluminium, I mean, you can see, I'm just using my fingers, and you can see it spewing out the top, maybe. Beautiful. Yes, much easier than when we did the Augusta. Lovely. Carry on. And there we have it. A nice little M5 Allen bolt in the thing. Yeah. Yes, the seat has returned. No, it's not finished, as I was told. It's half done. And it's half baked. And I could have done just as well myself. And I hope he hasn't ruined it so that it can't actually be done properly. We shall see. I'm not sure whether I want to tackle this or not. The reason he stopped, and he wasn't even supposed to be doing it, was because he didn't have a staple gun that would get inside those edges. And I don't know why he took the old cover off. Why didn't he just put it over the old cover? I'm quite annoyed, as you can tell. Anyway, we shall see. Prototype number 4.2. Well, not prototype, design. And there we have it. Perfect. Yeah. Well, looky here what we have. Yes, it's the Yamaha seat. I have just collected it from Dora. What a lovely lady she is too. Nicely done and finished despite Derek's early efforts. So yeah, I'm not so sure about that bit. We're going to hopefully that'll be nestled up against the tank. But yeah, pretty cool, don't you think? And there it is, in situ. Yeah, I suppose I better get on with the rest of it now. Just been doing a bit of rearranging so we can get this in arse backwards and deal with the seat and the light, and then we'll be close to finishing it. Well, of course, we've got to get it started. Now what's he doing? To be honest, I don't think he knows himself. Well, that was a general idea, although I'm just not sure about that. The other alternative, something like that, with it propped up a lot higher on top of the tank mount. I don't know. Not sure. I think I'm going to go with the lower setting, but I need to probably paint some of this black and put a cover in there. We don't need battery terminals, do we? No. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Yep, we're going black. No sooner said than done. And I think having established all those halfway stages, I'm going to leave you in the lurch for this episode, and hopefully we'll tighten it all down next episode and move on to try and get it started, I suppose. Looking forward to that. Not. So, as usual, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up if you thought it was remotely interesting or entertaining, and of course encourage others to watch my lunacy.